Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Asif Ali Sayed from the Department of Business Administration, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Today, we shall be discussing about the module New Venture Development of the paper Skill Development and Social Entrepreneurship. After completing this module, the students will be able to understand the meaning and characteristics of a new venture and know the process of new venture development. Introduction to new venture development. New venture means any new business in the market. New venture development process involves various activities in creating a business that can be competitive in the market. The first step in the long journey of a viable venture is conceiving a great idea and singling out a great opportunity. Business idea is a concept that can be used to make money. Business idea need to be relevant and focused. Business opportunity, on the other hand, is a proven concept that generates ongoing income. A business opportunity is a business idea that has been researched upon, refined, and packaged into a promising venture that is ready to launch. So, we have a formula that is business idea plus business opportunity is equal to a new venture. Basic characteristics of a new venture are innovation, risk-taking, competitive, creative and dynamic, job creation, and of course social responsibility. Creation of a new venture has been an issue of keen interest to the society. This is due to the fact that it enhances the socio-economic development of society by creating jobs and also fills in the gaps in the market. Innovation is one of the most important factors of new venture because needs of consumers and market opportunities are identified to make a new profitable venture. Any new venture in the market is always associated with some economic contingencies that may arise at any time in the future. New ventures need to be competitive so that it can ensure its survival and growth in the future. Venture should have the capability to withstand the market changes and ensure profits. Venture should also help in building a more developed and clean society. New venture development. Development of a new venture typically needs some planning, mostly packed into what will eventually become a business plan. A business plan is a detailed proposal describing the business idea. Business plan is helpful in evaluating the feasibility of a new business idea in an objective, critical and unemotional manner. Business plan also describes a venture's opportunity, product, service, strategy, team and resources. A business plan is guided by three basic questions. Where are we now? Where do we want to be? How are we going to get there? Business plan provides an operational plan to run the venture and improve on the probability to success. It serves as a selling tool and provides basis to the financial proposal of the venture. Therefore, it is very important to have a comprehensive and correct business plan. Business plan serves many functions in process of planning a new venture. A business plan is an essential prerequisite for convincing potential investors and banks to finance the venture. Business plan is a tool to communicate the business goals to employees and can ensure a joint understanding of the enterprise's roadmap and helps in motivating management team. Business plan also helps in serving by putting strategies down on paper, providing a credibility and presenting sound business plan may facilitate large contracts. A sound business plan may attract prospective employees for the venture, as well as a business plan helps in building strategic alliance between enterprises. The bigger partner generally likes to see a business plan to guide the selection process. There are various forms in which the business plan can be written and presented in the form of documents, samples, slides, films and demonstrations. The main elements of a business plan. Although each business plan might be a little different, but the overall structure will include some core elements that stay the same. only their length and focus might vary with the audience. Most important, the business plan should include the following sections: executive summary, description of the business, product or service, organization and management, market analysis, marketing and sales, operations plan, and financial plan. Now, discussing the first, that is executive summary. Executive summary is one of the most important part of business plan, and it gives concise overview of the venture. Main elements of the executive summary are business concept. Looking at business concept, it is a description of the venture, product, service and the market it will serve. It should point out exactly what will be sold to whom and why the business will hold a competitive advantage. Financial features highlights the important financial points of the business, including sales, profits, cash flows and return on investment. Financial requirement talks about the capital needed to start the business, and it should detail how capital will be used. Venture position is the information regarding legal form of operation, the principal owners and the key personnel. Description of the business. The description of the business should comprise how different elements of this venture fit together, starting with a short description of the industry, the venture's name, legal status and structure, or the type of operation, that is whether it's a wholesale, retail, manufacturing or service oriented enterprise. Legal status also defines the ventures as whether it is a sole proprietorship, partnership or corporation entity. Mission statement describes focus of the venture for at least the next few years. It helps to direct a business plan in the right path. It is a statement of purpose for the new venture. Example: mission statement of Amazon is: we seek to be the earth's most consumer centric company for four primary customers, that is consumers, sellers, enterprise and content creators. It should also mention the customer, how the product will be distributed and the business support system in the form of advertising, promotion and or customer service. Description of the product or service venture intended for market should give the reader a clear idea of the venture's products. Innovation and competitive nature of the venture must be highlighted so that it withstands more unique and creative in that particular industry. Product and service are the offerings of the venture. They include details of the product features and an overview of unique technology and processes. The product benefits and uniqueness are established by unique selling proposition (USP), reflecting how the offered product or service is different and also why it is better than all the other available products and services and why a customer would be buying it. Product positioning is a very important factor to give competitive edge to the venture. Product positioning means a place that a brand occupies in the mind of the consumer and how this product is better than competitors. Three objectives of product positioning being: differentiate your product from the competitors, address important customer buying criteria, and articulate the key product service characteristics. Product positioning can be done through any trait of product or service like the highest quality, lowest price, wider selection, best customer service, faster delivery, etc. Now we come to the next one, which is called as organization and management. The organizational structure details about the ownership of the venture, description of the management team and qualification of the panel of experts or the board of directors. Management problem leads to failure of the venture. Therefore, it is very important to know the organizational structure of the venture. Past achievements and expertise of the founders should be mentioned, as also as overview of the various responsibilities shared by the management team. Market analysis. Market analysis is important as it provides basis for marketing plan and helps to justify sales forecast. Market analysis helps the new venture to become familiar with all aspects of the marketing so that the target market can be defined. A market analysis provides an indication of the growth potential within the industry, helps in developing future estimates of the venture. Market analysis defines the market in terms of size, structure, growth, prospects, trends, and sales potential, following which the target market is defined. Concentration on segmentation factor determines the total addressable market. Focus on the target market, outline the industry and the market share of the venture. The next step is primary customer and demographics. It identification of the customer base. The venture success depends on meeting customer needs. Better positioning of the product service requires analyzing trends and competition in the market. Strategies regarding the distribution techniques of the product or service so that it becomes accessible to the target customers. New ventures rely on marketing research and need to ensure marketing analysis as relevant to establish the viability of the venture and the reasonableness of the sales forecast. PESTLE is the most prevalent analysis used to analyze the opportunities and threats in the market. The full form of PESTLE is political, economy, social, technological, legal, and environmental. All these 6 elements are analyzed to know the market and the customers. Market plan and sales. This section is the lifeblood of the venture. Marketing plan is the blueprint of the market and sales strategy of the venture. Marketing creates customers and customers generate sales. Marketing strategy serves as a good foundation to marketing plan. It describes business activities involved in accomplishing various market objectives in set frame of time. New venture marketing plan emphasizes on strategies to increase the customer base of the venture. Marketing plan emphasizes on communication with the customers so that target customers become aware about the product or service offered by the venture. Proper advertising tools and media should be used to make sure that target customers are aware about the venture. Marketing mix refers to a set of actions or tactics that a venture uses to promote its brand, products and services in the market. The 4 P's make a typical marketing mix, that is product, price, place and promotion. However, nowadays the marketing mix includes several other P's like packaging, positioning, people, program, processes, politics in its via new marketing mix. 4 P's of the marketing mix. Price. Price refers to the value that are marked for a product service. It depends on the cost of production, segment targeted, ability of the market to pay, supply demand and other direct and indirect factors. There can be several pricing strategies according to the venture type and competition in the market. Pricing can also be used to demarcate, to differentiate and enhance the image of a product. Product. Product refers to the item actually being sold. The product must be delivered with a minimum level of performance. Otherwise, even the best work on the elements of marketing mix won't do any good. Place. Place refers to the point of sale. In every industry, catching the eye of the customer and making it easy for the one to buy, it is a main aim of the good distribution and place strategy. Promotion. Promotion refers to all the activities undertaken to make the product or service known to the user and trader. This can include advertising, word of mouth, press reports, incentives, commissions and awards to the trade. It can also include consumer schemes, direct marketing, contests and prizes. Proper implementation of the marketing plan confirms the promotion in sales. Increased sales means profitable ventures. Marketing mix helps in dealing with the target customers and ensures accessibility. Operations plan. Operations plan highlights the logistics of the venture, such as the various responsibilities of the management team, facilities and equipments required, inventory and location. Location needs differ and with the nature of venture or products or service. Location with great customer traffic usually costs more to buy or rent. They require less spending for advertising to attract customers. This is especially true for retail business where traffic counts and accessibility are critical. For delivery services, telemarketing, manufacturing, consulting or other companies where the customer does not purchase while physically at the business address, less locational details are needed. Modification is needed in the location if that is needed according to the type of the venture one is developing. In some cases, a good location may be close to the supplier, transportation hub, or a complementary business that will also attract your target market. Operations plan should also remain competitive. That is, the cost of transportation, cost of rent, and cost of inventory management should remain low. There should be proper record of all costs, and corrective plans should be ready and made timely to stay competitive in the market. Operations plan should contain venture location depending upon the type of venture, description of the manufacturing process, description of the technology used in manufacturing of the products and services. It will help in accessing the level of automation used by venture. Also details about the key suppliers relationships. This will help in tackling out the long supply chains and also help in enhancing relationship with the suppliers. A close examination on the supply chain will also be helpful in cutting down production costs due to unnecessary agents and delay in supply chain. Details about inventory, proper storage of inventory is again a very important aspect. Details about levels of inventory to be stored at the point are also necessary. Plans for growth should be made by tackling the existing problems in various venture operations. This helps in keeping in view at the facilities and equipments which is required for manufacturing of the products and services. Operations plan is one of the very important features of a business plan to make a profitable and competitive venture. Financial plan. This section is one of the most important sections and is planned at last after planning organizational structure, market plans and operations. Financial plan mainly include two elements that are the source of funds and ventures, pro forma financial projections. Both these elements vary according to the type and size of venture. Sources of fund. They are determined on the basis of how much money is needed for the development of the venture. This statement in business plan is very useful for the lender or investor of the venture. Various sources of funds are personal saving, partners, venture capital companies, corporations, IPOs, and bank loans. These are some major sources of finance for the new venture. Personal savings of a person can be used as one source. If this source does not fulfill the need of funds for venture, then partnership is another option to divide the capital of the venture. Venture capital companies are very good source of funds, and they also take active roles in managing the company in which they invest. The big corporate houses are readily available for funds if they find the venture innovative and profitable. Initial public offerings is made to public who are invited to buy shares or debentures of the new venture through an invitation publicly made in newspaper or internet according to SEBI guidelines. Bank loans are among the most readily available sources of fund for any new venture. Other important elements of financial plan are financial projections. The basic purpose of financial projections are threefold. First is to establish the profit potential of the business using any assumption. Second is to determine how much capital company needs and how it will be used. While the third is it demonstrates the business can generate the cash to operate and repay loans. In this financial section, business plan will estimate the financial impact of those market and operational strategies discussed earlier by developing projected income statements, balance sheet, cash flow investments. It is usually recommended that these projected statements to be made on a monthly basis for at least the first 12 months or until the venture is profitable and stable. Referring to these projected statements on a monthly basis, the forecast period for most business plan is for 2 to 4 years. Third is the steps to financial projections are estimate fixed assets requirement for first year. It includes land, building, etc. Estimate any startup or one-time expenses. Include any expenses needed to begin operations such as legal fee, license and initial marketing cost. Define each unit of the product or service and estimate the selling price and direct cost per unit. Estimate cost of sales and calculate gross profits as a percentage of the selling price. Estimate sales by month for at least 1 year, estimate monthly cost of sales and gross profit on the basis of percentage of sales, estimate the itemized fixed expense by month or at least for 1 year, determine all categories which apply to venture but don't include expenses here that are in cost of goods sold. Describe the amount of inventory, if any, required to support the sales forecast. Describe credit sales and collection policy. Describe how fast payment will be made to vendors for any items that is purchased by the venture. Estimate obligations of income tax. Three forms of projected financial statements are to be made for at least 3 to 5 years. These financial statements are income statement, cash flow statement, and balance sheet. Income statement is a combination of trading account and financial account. The statement provides the gross profit or loss and net profit or loss figures of the venture. Direct and indirect income and expenses are included in this statement. While cash flow statements is prepared to manage the cash inflow and outflow in the business. This statement includes three types of activities, that are operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. While balance sheet is the final financial statement stating the balance between assets and liabilities. Assets means something which is owned by the venture, example land and building, debtors, etc. While liabilities are expenses so that they need to be paid, example creditors, outstanding expenses, etc. Survival and growth of new venture. For survival of venture in the market, one has to keep a close access to all the marketing dynamics and barriers which can affect the venture. Market dynamics are pricing signals that are created as a result of changing supply and demand levels in a given market. Market dynamics describes the dynamics or changing price signals that result from the continual change in both the supply and demand of any particular product or group of products. Market dynamic is a fundamental concept in supply, demand, and pricing economic models. Venture should be aware of all the changes happening around and should change its plan and policies according to the dynamics. Barriers in the market are ineffective taxation structure. When taxation structure is ineffective, then the revenue collected is lower. The ineffective taxation structure uses the government to provide little or no basic institutions such as education, infrastructure, effective banking, and healthcare. Poverty cycle. Prevailing poverty in the economy leads to low savings and low investments in the market, which decreases the capital formation in the market. Political instability. It means people do not listen to higher authority. People must be willing to obey the law and order of the country, or else it will not work. A government is the system that will regulate this. Two issues are there with the barriers in the market, and they are corruption and lack of property rights. Corruption, where there is corruption in the government, the whole country has to suffer. A corrupt and unstable government will hinder any development in a country. While lack of property rights, when a country lacks in property rights, it is difficult for a venture to start up, since property rights is general and are not respected. Example, North Korea, which is currently a dictatorship, and the result is widespread famine and the country's overall unhappiness. Let us summarize what we have learned so far. A new venture means a combination of a business good idea and business opportunity. While business idea is a concept that can be used to make money, while business opportunity is a proven concept that generates income. Development of a new venture is a socio-economic activity as it leads to job creation and economic development. A new venture should be innovation driven to appeal to the target customer base, as well as competitive in the market to ensure its survival and growth, as also socially responsible. The process for a new venture development starts with a business plan detailing business idea, venture opportunity, products and service, strategy, team and resources, etc. A comprehensive business plan determines markets, operations, and financial forecasts. It also requires the description of business describing the type, legal status and structure of the business, as well as information about products and services that the venture would be offering to customers. The survival and growth of the new venture in the market is as important as its developing. Having close access to market dynamics and barriers that can affect the venture is the key to this aspect. Thank you.